Hey guys, so today I'm gonna be looking at people who realize they messed up. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. This happened several years ago when I first moved to Japan. My Japanese skills were terrible, so I used Google Translate a lot while shopping. Anyway, I was looking for a quick snack and I saw a small bag that looked like rice crackers. It had a picture of cheese and fish on it, so I thought it was just a unique Japanese flavor. I used Picture Translate and it said something like a healthy cheese. A healthy cheese. I love that. So I bought it and loved it. I went back a few days later and bought 2 more packs. I ate 1 or 2 packs a week. Then one day my Japanese friend came over to watch a movie and I offered her a snack. She looked at the package and said, "Do you have a cat?" I said I didn't. She began to explain that my favorite snack was meant for cats. What? Cats be living their life there, eh? I was surprised. I told her they were so delicious. She began laughing so hard, but she tried them and agreed that they tasted pretty good, but told me I could get sick if I kept eating them. Did I stop eating them? No, not right away until I found a human alternative. Wow, they must taste really good. Cats be living their life over there, really? Eating delicious snacks? Oh my gosh, even humans find their snacks delicious. Oh, I'm jealous. I love how it was so delicious that they still wanted to eat it even after knowing it was cat food. Interesting. A few days ago was the first time in a while that I left my house, as in at least a month and a half. I went to stock up on groceries, and as I left my house and got on a bus, you don't need a mask on them where I live. I realized I forgot my mask. I got off and walked home. As I arrived at my house, I reached for my keys. Nope, there was nothing in my pockets. I retraced my steps, thinking I must have dropped them on the sidewalk. Nope, I then realized that they must be on the bus. I think they must have fallen out of my pocket when I left the bus in such a hurry. When you want to be responsible, but then in the end, you just... That's when it struck me. I probably should call a locksmith. I have a spare set in my house, so I go home to connect my Wi-Fi. I reached into my pocket and then realized I left it on charge. Oh my gosh, they're leaving everything at home. Maybe it's because they were so used to being at home now that they just forget what they need to bring outside. So my big brain does some really smart thinking and I decide to break into my own house. I tried climbing onto my balcony because I thought I left the window unlocked. So there I am, looking like a ninja, climbing onto my own balcony. I thought I finessed it and I could get in easy, but that's where my little hope broke through. I heard a siren, looked down and saw a police car. I then realized how bad I looked. I explained what happened and they looked really confused. I showed them some ID and showed them it was my house. That is the story of how I nearly got arrested. Oh my goodness, man. They were just trying to be responsible and all these things happened. You forget one thing and in the end, it just goes crazy. One of my wife's friends has cancer. She's been undergoing chemotherapy and as a result has lost all of her hair. Yesterday, my wife was with her and one other friend. They decided that they'd shade off all the hair to support their friend and cheer her up. And they did. It's a great gesture and all, but I wasn't aware of this. I was working on my laptop on the bed when my wife comes up and asks me if I find bald women attractive. I wasn't looking at her and hadn't seen that she was bald. So I say, nope, not my type, not attracted at all. Why? Then I look up and lo and behold, my wife was bald. Not a single hair on her head. I was so shocked my face could have probably become a viral meme. She says that I don't find her attractive now and starts crying. I tried to salvage the situation by telling her that I don't find other bald women attractive, but she looked hot without hair. She told me I was lying. I tell her that it's just hair and it will grow back. This was apparently not a good thing to say as she started crying again. My mum, who's been living with us, told me I'm a jerk for making her cry. Wife slept in a different room. She's also been looking in the mirror quite often. I've tried telling her that I don't care about the hair and she did a great thing supporting her friend, but she says that I've given her a small insecurity issue for the time being. That's so nice of her to shave off her hair to support her friend. I feel like if the friend knew she was going to be so upset about it, the friend wouldn't have wanted her to shave off her hair, you know? But it was a nice gesture. A really, really nice gesture. I just feel bad. I used to play MMO with a bunch of people I knew in real life. Out of all of them, I was the most interested in PvP but sucked at it. One day, a new guy shows up. He used to play but stopped for a few years. Everyone starts talking about how he was basically a legend, a god at 1v1s, and was one of the former top players in the game. Was so inhumanly good he got mistaken for a bot, etc. I immediately developed an awkward crush on him. He heard I was into PvP and challenged me to a 1v1 where he promptly kicked my butt. Then he spent a lot of time condescendingly giving me tips on how to improve and said he would show me the ropes. Being a dork with a crush, I was so grateful for any attention he gave me. His idea of teaching me was basically beating me over and over again at the game. After a few days of this, he got bored and stopped paying attention to me. I was embarrassed that I was so bad and kept losing. So I thought if I could impress him, he would spend time in a game with me again. I spent a stupid amount of practicing on the side and researching. I'm talking like 6 hours on weekdays and 10 hours plus on weekends. I literally lost weight because I stopped snacking on the side and ate the minimum amount at meal times. So after like 10 months of non-stop playing, I improved a stupid crazy amount. Managed to jokingly convince him to duel and I beat him. He thought it was a fluke and demanded a rematch. So we played again and I beat him again. He got so mad he changed his build to exactly counter mine and he beat me. I was so happy because I thought he was into it. So I changed my build to counter his and beat him. And it turned into this stupid back and forth. I was having the time of my life. I thought I was showing off my improvement to a guy I liked. I learned theory crafting. I learned how to play properly, etc, etc. Meanwhile, he was raging his head off on his side of the screen. He finally says he's done and logs off. I had no idea what happened and figured real life things was going on. Anyways, he didn't log back on for a while and I heard from our mutual friend that he quit the game. He claimed he only came back temporarily from a break and needed to focus on real life job stuff or something. I did not connect that with beating him. I just thought the timing was bad and I was sad I wouldn't be able to see him around anymore. He never logged back on again. A few months later, we had another in real life hangout and he basically ignored me. Then made a few pointed comments about how he didn't like girls who were as into gaming as he was, and that girls who like games too much were basically guys and he wasn't into guys. And that's when I finally realized he was mad I beat him. Oh my gosh, that should be a red flag of this person just dropping their crush. And he literally never returned to play again. And after a few more years, I quit gaming. And funnily enough, I heard from our mutual friend again. That's when he decided to start playing again. Oh my. So salty. So salty that a girl beat him, that he quits a game. Really? Oh my gosh. That's so pathetic, honestly. Like, who cares about him being a crush or whatever? He's not even a good friend, you know? If you know your friend was bad at first and then they improved, you should be encouraging them and supporting them and being like, oh my gosh, you got so good now. I'm so proud of you. But what is this? He gets mad because they beat him? Seriously? We all know what he's like as a person in real life then, you know? That just shows us that he doesn't like people who are better than him at something. He really thinks he's a god at the game, huh? Since lockdown started and the United Kingdom went crazy for home baking, my fiance has been lovingly making bread for us when she finds the spare time. I have to say that these loaves are honestly the best I've ever tasted. Well, so far this morning, we've been cooped up inside because it's hot out. So my fiance decided to make a couple of loaves. Over the course of the last hour, whilst the bread was rising, we've had an onset of cabin fever. What started off as a mature conversation about gardens shed quickly devolved into playful and goofy dancing in our kitchen. This is where the story goes south. They were just sitting there, faintly glistening in the morning sun, having been recently released from their restrictive covers. The dough looked perfect, both pillowing out from the tins and ready to be put into the oven. Well, I couldn't help myself. In a moment of weakness and playful aggression, I gave one loaf a clean and firm slap. The mood changed. The mix of dread and mild anger on my fiancé's face was immediate. "What are you doing?" she said as I retracted my hand from the crime scene. Within moments, what was once a voluptuous item of food shriveled down. After some mild beratement, my fiancé reformed the dough, then stormed off to continue looking at sheds. We're still waiting to see what the second loaf will look like. But seeing as the first looks absolutely perfect after its time in the oven, I have to admit that I feel bad. That's actually funny. He just slaps it because it looks so slappable, you know? It just looks like a butt. Smooth as a butt. Oh man, he really just slapped that dough. That's so sad. You know, it's just the worst when someone ruins your baking, because we all know baking takes a long time. And you know, waiting for the dough to rise and everything, that takes a long too. Really, you're really gonna slap it. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!